Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. The message I heard is just a minute, I'm getting a dress. The scripture comes from Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs, Testament of Judah, the fourth son of Jacob and Leah, 23 and 5. Until the Lord visits you. When with perfect heart you convert and walk in all his commandments, and he brings you up from captivity among the nations. So here's the message. God is saying that for somebody, there is someone that is trying to have you in a position that you don't desire to be in. I'm saying this because right before it says, and they will make some of you eunuchs for their wives. So I just feel like somebody is trying to make you like into a servant or a maid or like somebody like a handmaid or something like that. God said that's not your portion. You being addressed. God said he's going to address you about this. That's not your portion. It is not your portion. It's not your calling. It's not what you were put here for. It's not what you were intended to do. And it is not what you are going to do. God said you are going to do as he has called you to do. Not what somebody else has thought up in their mind what they want you to do. They figure that you can just go ahead and do this here. Or you can go ahead and do that there. That's what you can do. And I'm just thinking about how I was watching someone's breakdown of the Bridgerton series and how in season 3 it's going to be about Penelope's story. Now Penelope is a thick girl, okay? She's bigger than most of the women in the hierarchy in the court, okay? Women of the court, the women of the baton. And her mother doesn't give her the same attention that she gives to her sisters, and she believes in her heart that she's not going to get married and that she's not going to find a husband, and she is just going to stay there with her forever and take care of her. And you know what I'm saying? Basically, like kind of like I don't want to say a maid, but you know, like a caretaker eventually, or like somebody that's just going to a companion. A companion, which is nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with someone that decides that they are just going to care for their parents. It's nothing wrong with that. But in reality, you don't have to be single and living with your parents in order to care for them. And you don't have to not have a life of your own in order to care for your parents when they need you to. But I just feel like for whoever this is for, God said that's not your portion. You know what I'm saying? Regardless to what size you are, regardless to what opinion, maybe someone doesn't find you attractive, or they feel like you just a lost cause, or they feel like, oh well, too bad, too sad. It could even be a situation where somebody is going out their way to ruin every single relationship that you even put forth effort to have. God said that is not your portion. They can't make it be your portion. 333, as I said, that is not your portion. They cannot make it become your portion. They cannot force it to be your portion. Even if God has to remove you from their presence in order to give you what you are desiring, what you deserve to have, even if it's a situation where it has to be done under wraps, just as Penelope is the writer behind, you know, the very popular newsletter. She have money stacked up, hidden under the floorboards that her mama don't know nothing about it. She don't know that she's the author, Mrs. Whistledown. She don't know that she got a bank under her bed. She don't know none of this. But in reality, I just feel like, you know, if she wanted to, she could like literally dip off and be fine and be well taken care of. God is saying that when it comes down to it, that is not your portion. And that's what it is. God said no. He has something else, and he wants to address this to you. You know what I'm saying? He may have already addressed whoever this person is. It doesn't even have to be a parent. It could be an ex. It could be a friend. It could be anybody. Like this could literally be somebody that they think about you And they assume that you are going to be in a certain position. God said you are not going to be in that position. Period. And he's saying, like I said, he is addressing you with this. They may not want to listen. That's their business. They ain't got to listen. But God says, as far as he is concerned, you are not going to be in the position that they talking about. Even if you, instead of being in that position, even if it's a situation where you gone off by your own business and be one deep, you not finna be in the position that they think you are. And they can go ahead and let it go. It's a dream. But in reality, like I said, this is somebody that God has addressed them time and time again. They have tried to force this position on you time and time again, and it has not worked time and time again. And instead of them getting it through their thick skull that is not your portion, they keep on trying. God said they can try all they want to. That don't mean that it's your portion. They can do whatever they want to do, but that does not mean that it's going to come to pass. And, sometimes people be thinking that they got all these fancy, amazing plans, and they going to do this and they going to do that and they going to do all these things. But a lot of times people that allow the enemy to use them to harass you and mess with you, they don't even realize that they are literally pushing you further towards what God has for you. I don't know, like out of nowhere, I forgot where I put my little ice bag. Okay, I got me a little cute little Minnie Mouse ice bag, and now I see I put it on the shelf. I've been looking for this thing, and I sit here every day, and this is the first time that I looked up and seen it, and I'm like, that's where it been. God said for somebody, this person wants to put you up on the shelf and hide you and put you all the way in the back so you'll be hidden away. God said he will pull you up off that shelf, or he will make it to where you still sitting on the shelf, but somebody's still going to see you. It's not a situation like that. Is not your portion. It is not your portion. You are not about to be what they think you about to be. You're not about to do what they, even in this situation with Penelope. Nobody really noticed her. She was basically like she would call herself a wallflower. She didn't conversate with very many people. She wasn't very sociable. She was very shy. Not very men were attracted to her. She didn't have a lot of friends, but yet and still, she was like, in her own right, very popular. They just didn't know it was her. So I'm saying this to say nobody even knew that she was the one doing this here. Nobody even knew that she is the one that was in control. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this to say for somebody, God say he will bring you up out of that in any kind of shape, form, or fashion that he feel like it. You not finna be what this person think you finna be. They can try to hide you all you want to. God will pull you up out of that. They can try to, lock you away. God will pull you up out of that as well. God will make a way out of no way. Because you're going to do what he said. You're going to answer the call that he gives. And that's the message. God said it is not your portion to be somebody's servant or to be locked away somewhere or to, be alone or miserable or whatever. And even if it's a situation where you're going to be alone, you're going to be happy and alone. You're not going to be miserable and alone. You're not going to be at somebody's beck and call, regardless to what kind of beck and call they expecting. Regardless if it's somebody that think they finna hold you as a side piece in a side piece position, God said that's not going to work for him. Or if it's somebody that wants to hide you away and ensure that you can't have any kind of happily ever after relationship or marriage, God said that's not going to work for him. And it's not going to work for you. And he going to ensure that it does not come to pass. Even if it works for a little bit. He may allow you to be in that position for a little while. But at any given point in time, God is going to pull you up out of there. And he's not going to give nobody no kind of notice of it either. He's not going to ring no bell. He's not going to make any announcements. He's just going to he's going to talk to you. Like the message says, you will be addressed. And he will tell you that it is time. And that's the end of it. And, it's better off for people, you know what I'm saying, that think this way. You know what I'm saying? To, if they don't, if it's a situation where it's a man And he don't really want you like that, but he wants you to be waiting on him or be on the sideline and be hidden away here, there, and everywhere. God said he will be better off just being honest with you. And if he really like you so much, then you don't need to be the sideline. If he really feel like he will move the mountains to make sure you are by yourself, maybe he should marry you. If it's a situation where this is somebody that is trying to lock you away and make sure that you remain single and make sure that you don't have no happily ever after, they would be better off not doing you that way and being happy for you if you do have a happily ever after, regardless if it's a parent, a sibling, a cousin, whoever. And then whatever it is they need you for, you would more likely be able to be there for them. Because let's think about it this way. If it's a situation where God has to remove you and put you up somewhere by yourself, after you then found out that this person has been behind ruining every relationship and ensuring that you can't get married and ensuring that this person hates you and that person hates you, what would make them think, obviously if God pulls you out and removes you, 9 out of 10, you ain't finna come back and do whatever it is they talking about. But if you are released, okay, like God is saying allowed, but I don't even like that word, because in reality, if you're an adult, you should be able to do whatever it is that you want to do, not what nobody else think you should do. But I do know certain traditions is allowed to actually live your life and enjoy your life. That person has a higher percent chance of you loving them so much, caring about them so much, that you would go ahead and do what they want you to do anyways. But some people don't think like that. They just automatically assume that they need to control you. And they automatically assume if they don't control you, that they losing the grip on this and this is going to happen and that is going to happen. 9 out of 10, if they will leave you alone, none of those things will happen. But they don't want to believe that. And they don't want to take no understanding of that. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was a situation where you had somebody like a parent or a relative that didn't want you to venture off and move far, far away, why would their idea, the best idea, the light bulb that go off in their head is to keep you from being with anybody and try to keep you hidden and ensure that you don't find anybody? I don't see why that would, you know what I'm saying? That would more likely push you to move far, far away. If somebody is going around telling anybody they can find that if they marry you, it's a problem. And if they get with you, it's a problem. If you have a relationship with my child, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. Then you really ain't got no choice but to move far, far away so that you can have your happily ever after in peace. And 9 out of 10, you ain't finna contact them. You not finna tell them about it. You not finna invite them to the wedding. They not gonna know about any children you have. They won't be able to enjoy the joys of whatever. And when it come down to it, what they really wanted you to do, you're not gonna be there for that. Why would you? After what they did to you. God is saying this person will be better off if they will just leave you be. And that's just what it is. And that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.